Hi guys. All right, we're at workout video number 2. I hope all of you watched the first one, followed along with the first one. As I mentioned, I know I kind of went a little bit longer. I structured it like our normal sessions where I try to switch things up on you guys a lot, keep you on your toes. So this one is going to be a little more even across the board, kind of like you would normally see in a home workout video. So each set is going to be each circuit, you're going to do the same thing for all 3 sets. That way I could do a shorter video, if you want to watch it ahead of time, see what the form should be, see how many you're doing. And then this way I can post the workout in the description so that you can follow along that way as well. So, again, on this one, there's no equipment required, not even a chair this time. You could do it straight up in the living room, whatever. Again, if you put a towel down on the floor to follow along that way, whatever your heart desires, but no equipment needed necessary. Again, if it's easy, feel free to add some weights. You guys have done enough things with weights here that I feel you should have a decent grasp on how you would hold on to weights during some of these exercises. If we're doing push-ups, we're not holding on to weights with it. But if we're doing a squat, holding the weight up here to the side. Lunges, same idea, holding a weight up top, holding 2 weights to the side, different things like that. That way you can increase the intensity that way if you do this and you find it's a little bit easy. Now, again, Raph and I are going to keep trying to crank these out for you. Now, I know a lot of you have watched Raph's workout videos, the ones that he does at his house with the weights. He's also going to work on some at home. I know his are a little more appealing to the eyes. Sorry, my shirt is staying on. I do not look like Raph with my shirt off. But here we go. Gonna rock through our first circuit. So we're starting off here with a little combo exercise, a lunge to a squat. So it's going to be a reverse lunge again. As I mentioned in the first video, these are a little bit easier on the knees, everything like that. And I find this is the best way to really focus on the one leg at a time. So to start off, we're going to do a nice reverse lunge, big step back down, and we're driving through that front foot through the heel. After that, we're going to come right up into a squat. So we're going to do the same leg. Lunge back. Now you can come all the way up to this position for the squat. Your feet should be bent as in a normal squat. So again, I'm going to come back down as I drive up. You can bring the foot out to a squat. If you're someone that finds it a little harder to balance, bring your feet together each time. So you can lunge back, come up, and then go into the squat. Count that as 1. So again, you would lunge back, up, then come out into the squat. Otherwise, as you start to get the hang of this, try and keep it a little more continuous. That's going to keep the tension in the legs. If you come back and up into the squat, back and up into the squat. So again, each time you lunge and then squat, that's 1 rep. Lunge and then squat is the 2nd rep. So we're going to go through 15 reps with 1 leg before we switch legs. We're not alternating legs here. We want to try and get that tension in the 1 leg, get the fatigue in there before we're switching our legs. So then I would switch legs. I'm going to lunge back, down, drive through that heel every time on the lunges and the squats here. So again, big step back as I do this. I drive up through this front foot through the heel. As I come up, I'm sitting back on my heels on the squats too. Don't try to rush through this where we start to try and go too fast and we're losing the form or we're getting half reps here. Everyone knows how much Raph and I hate half reps. Give me a nice deep lunge and a nice deep squat. So again, we're going to go 15 through with 1 leg and then 15 through with the other leg. So, second exercise we're going to do here are some shoulder taps. So, up top here, hands or shoulders straight above the wrists as we get set up. And then we want to be nice and straight. Plank position, top plank position, keeping that core engaged. No butt up high, no hips down low. You can have your feet apart a little bit to kind of help out with the balance. But from here, I'm keeping that core engaged, nice, slow, under control. Tap, tap. We're going to alternate here. Boom, boom. As always, keeping this slow, under control. Not rushing through here, doing all that. Keep it under control. Really trying to work on the core stability and the balance here. As always, make sure we're not swaying the hips too much. We want to stay nice and even as we're doing this. Nice and even. None of this. No dropping the hips like that. Keep it nice, even, core engaged. Tapping those shoulders. We're gonna go 15 each arm here. Now, if you are someone that has carpal tunnel issues in the wrist, things like that, or if just on this particular day it's bothering the wrist, you get to the third set is hurting, go ahead, just switch it up. We'll go into a actual plank position and we'll just kind of go punches here to switch it up. But try it out. For those of you that are able, if the wrist can handle it, let's do the shoulder taps here. 15 each arm, so we got 30 reps there. Third one here, we're gonna go with flutter kicks. So, to start it off on the first one, we're gonna go with our head and shoulders relaxed on the floor. Have your hands either down to your side, or if you need a little extra assistance for the back, you can have your hands under your bottom here. Don't have them all the way up under your back. Have those arms out, kind of just on the side here. Head and shoulders relaxed. The feet are up, and nice and slow, little flutter kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going all the way to 30 reps. So it's 15 each leg. Again, as always, I want you to keep this nice, slow, under control here. Now, after you do the first set, if you find it was easy, we're gonna increase the intensity by lifting those shoulders off the floor. So what you can do here is interlock your hands, have them behind your head, keep the shoulders up as we do this, still give me 30 reps. Keep those toes pointed high, keep those legs nice and straight. You're really gonna feel this in the lower abs here, those hip flexor muscles, and we're going 30 reps. If you try that way on the second one and you find it's a little too tough on the third set, just go back to the head and shoulders on the floor. But again, flutter kicks, 15 each leg, so 30. So we're gonna go through that 3 times. Again, the first one was the alternating lunge to squat, 15 on one leg, and then 15 on the other leg. The second one is the shoulder taps, 15 each. Again, if it's too much on the wrist, go down to the plank for punches. And then the third one is the flutter kicks, 15 each leg, so 30. Go through that revolution 3 times. That's our first circuit. And we're done with that. Second one, we're going plank ups, side plank pulses, and single leg glute bridges. So plank ups are gonna be a good one for the triceps. A little tougher one here. We start off in a plank position. As always, pop those hips up, but make sure we're nice and even here. Nice and even with the hips, not at the floor. No butt up high. Nice and even in our plank position. Now, we're gonna go one side first. In that plank, go ahead. If you have a weaker arm, we're gonna come up with that arm first, and then down with that arm. That's 1 rep. Up and down is 2. Up and down is 3. We're going 10 one direction, and then 10 the other direction. All 10 with 1. If you need a little break, take a break. As I mentioned, this is a little tougher one, especially for the upper body. So if you need a break, take a little break, and then we're going to the other side. Up and down is 1. Up and down is 2. Try and make sure we're keeping those elbows tucked in as we do this. As I come up, I don't want to come out wide, anything like that. Everything's nice and compact. Boom, boom. Now if we get to the point where this is a little tough, let's drop it down to the knees just like we would push-ups. So from the knees here, let's get those feet up in the air. And I would do the same thing, up and down. So look at the hips. The hips are staying in line, keeping that nice neutral spine. No butt up in the air as I go to come up or come down. No butt up. Everything stays nice in line. 10 one direction, 10 with the other direction. Second one there, we're going side plank pulses. So this is a good one for those of you that have done side planks to get comfortable with the side plank position. Driving up, really gonna work the obliques here. So when we get set up, just like a normal plank, have a nice straight line from the shoulder to the elbow here. Let's have our other hand here, no hand on the floor that's cheating. My feet are stacked, 1 foot on top of the other. From here, I'm gonna drive those hips up as I come down just about all the way to the floor and get right back up. I don't want you to stop each time. So if you want to use the floor as a point to come down to touch to make sure you get the full range of motion, that's perfectly fine.
Just no stopping on the floor. Let's keep that tension on the obliques here as we're coming down and up. And again, as we come up, don't over exaggerate it, start shifting your hips. Just come up to a nice straight point there where you would hold a side plank. So we're going 10 on one side, and then flip it over to the other arm, and we got 10 on the other side. Same thing, feet are stacked, shoulder over elbow, driving up, bring it down to the floor, right back up, right back up. So 10 with one side, and then 10 with the other side. And then third exercise, we're going single leg glute bridges. So the glute bridges are something we did the other day, but now we're gonna go one leg at a time. So let me just show you the setup from the side here. Head and shoulders are relaxed on the floor. Feet are nice and close to the bottom here. Arms are just out to the side. So last time we pushed up, we held, and we came all the way back down. Now this time we're going one leg at a time. So whatever leg we're gonna use first, again, try and use your weaker leg first, or the one that's harder at balancing, whatever it is. Use the weaker leg first. The other leg, we're just gonna elevate in the air here. I don't care if the leg is straight, bent, just don't have it up on here on the other one, because then sometimes we have a tendency to drive through that other one and shift the hips. So from here, that leg stays elevated. I'm gonna push through the heel, squeezing the glutes and hamstrings at the top before I bring it back down. Squeeze up at the top and bring it back down. Up and down. Now make sure those hips are staying nice and even here. Again, because it's hard, our body's gonna wanna try and compensate in different ways, whether it's turning one way or the other. We don't want any of that. We wanna stay nice and balanced, up and down. Now we're gonna go all 15 with one leg, and then we're switching legs, driving up and down, 15 with the other one here. So kind of as I said with the pulses, I don't mind if you come all the way down to give yourself a point of reference of that's how low you want to go, but don't stop on the floor. We want to keep that tension in the leg. We want to keep that rocking and rolling so that we're fatiguing the muscle there. All right, guys, so that is our second circuit. First, it was the plank ups, 10 one side, and then 10 the other side. Second, it was the side plank pulses, 10 with one side, 10 with the other side, and then these single leg glute bridges, 15 with one side, and then 15 with the other side. All right, third circuit here. So we're gonna start off with some more squats here. Everyone knows I love my squats. So what we're gonna do is mix in some pulse squats with a full squat. So it's gonna be a 5 count at the bottom here as I get down. So again, on the squats, feet are about hip to shoulder width apart. Everyone's a little bit different in their form, but as we get down, you're gonna give me a 1, 2, 3, 4, and on 5, step up, that's 1. So again, little pulses here. We're not holding for a count, we're pulsing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, bring it up. 5 is 3. We're going 5 reps there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it up is 4. You got one more. That's 5 reps on the squats. Again, we're always sitting those hips back. We should never see those knees come in as we go to push up. We want to keep everything nice and even as I push up, keeping everything in line here. No knees in. No forward onto the toes, and get low in that squat. Again, no half reps here. We want to get that tension in the glutes and the quads. Keep it all in there as we're pulsing up and down. Again, this is one of those if you want to hold the weight up here, add some extra intensity to that exercise. So again, on the 5th pulse, you stand up, and we have 5 reps of that. So, second one here, we got push-ups again. So, if you guys are following along with these home workouts, at the end of this, all of you should be able to pump out 15 push-ups, no problem. So, again, let's get set up here. Hands in a comfortable position. For me, it's just outside shoulder width. We don't want to be super wide here, where we're kind of out at this super wide angle. You know, the elbows should have a little bit of tucked inness to them as we're going down and up. They shouldn't go super wide out. We should be able to keep that tension in the chest. Keep it in the triceps there as we're going down and up. Down and up, keeping the core engaged, keeping my body in a nice straight line, down and up. I'm not letting those hips sink, and I'm not keeping that butt up. Everything in line, down and up. So again, we're gonna go 15. I want you guys to try and get 15 big boy, big girl push-ups in all 3 sets. You know, if we're getting to that second set and it's starting to get tough, you get to 10 and you're like, I can't do another. Again, drop down to the knees, bring those feet up. You can cross them here, but everything still stays in line. No butt up, no hips down as I come up. Really try and keep it in line. Let's work on those push-ups here, guys. So again, 3 rounds of 15. If it gets too tough, drop down to the knees. Now, third one here, we're going toe touches. We're gonna go side to side with these. So, you're gonna have your legs nice and high in the air here. Again, you can cross your feet if you would like. It doesn't make a difference in the exercise. So for these, I like to have both of my hands behind my head here. Now, as I crunch up, I'm just gonna reach my hand nice and high, kind of just to the side of my feet. I'll bring them down and come just to the other side over here. Back and switch. So every time you come back, get a nice little stretch in those abs before you crunch it up. We're not just kind of keeping it up here, going side to side. I want to stretch back and get a nice crunch up. Stretch back and get a nice crunch up. So if this angle is bothering your back a little bit, if you're someone that typically has lower back issues, you can bring the feet on the floor and kind of just do the same idea, reaching up and across. Up and across as we do these. We're trying to get the abs and the obliques worked in. So we're gonna alternate there, 15 each side, so it's 30 total crunches. So again, on this one, it was the 5 pulse squats, 5 times, the push-ups, 15 reps, and the toe touches alternating 15 each. All right, guys, again, don't hesitate to ask me any questions. If you complete the workout and find some things were a little too tough, a little too easy, feel free to reach out to me. Let me know if you need some alterations, anything like that. Otherwise, let's keep following along and stay safe and healthy during these crazy times. All right, guys.